Mars, and welcome back to Drinking by Perla. We have Fire and Fire, Love Connections. This is your weekly reading. Ooh, it's pretty heavy. Hold on. When readings come out like this, it's one of those things that you really don't want to talk about, because then people are like, oh, these are narcissistic readings and these are this and this and that. You know what? To each his own. You put titles on whatever you want to put. You see things, you view things, your perspective, your whatever. Unless somebody's diagnosed by a psychiatrist, a psychologist, somebody within that field that they're narcissistic, then I am nobody to blame, and I'm nobody to judge. Let's just put it that way. So what I'm about to say next is going to, again, get a lot of people kind of like up in their space. There's a connection here of something that is a back and forth energy. Now, for whatever the reason is that this back and forth energy is with a relationship, somebody comes in and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. But there was a little oops when somebody went, right? When somebody went, go, whatever. Somebody either got pregnant or might have gotten somebody else pregnant. Now, somebody... And then I was like, the other person wants to reunite or reconnect. And it's like, if you're the female and you're pregnant, you don't know how to break it to them. Or if you're the guy, it's like, you don't know how to tell the person that you got somebody else pregnant. So there is a fling that happened where life was created. Now, I say this very lightly because as a mother who has had many miscarriages, it is very difficult, and it's a process. The pregnancy, let's put it this way, is not going to come to term. Now, I'm not saying that to put a smile on your face or to make you happy, right? I'm just letting you know what it is. They're literally showing me a pregnancy and then like basically being robbed out of the womb. Now, whether that is that the person chooses to have an abortion or the person just naturally has a miscarriage, but the pregnancy that I am picking up on does not come to term. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. Now, for those of you that are deciding to go back with somebody from the past, they have not completely disconnected with whoever it is that they were talking to, or whoever it is that they were screwing around with, or whatever it is. There is still a tie there. There is still communication back and forth. I do see it being hidden as far as like not letting you kind of know. But it's definitely it's definitely a triangle. It's like you and the other person they're messing with do not know that each of you exist. Like, you think you're the only one, they think they're the only one. That type of energy. Again, it is to each their own. I'm not judging here. I'm just picking up the energies. This is something that is not going to end very well between the two of you. Somebody here is almost like a... You know how we have like serial killers? There's like a serial cheater. They do not know how to be with just one person. Now, that can stem from many different things, from trauma, from just, their own self-view of themselves, their own, whatever, their own self-worth or whatever it is. It's like the more people I'm with, the prettier or the more handsome I feel, the sexier I feel, the better I am, that whatever it is. Regardless of whatever it is underneath that, there is an energy of a serial cheater. And I don't know why I have to say it like that. I feel like if I say serial cheater, it might click, like, a serial killer is like somebody you want to stay away from, right? And it's almost kind of like that type of energy. Like, why... There's also like this questioning that they keep telling me to ask. It's like, why do you want this or why will you take this back if you know that this is what it is? Like, why Why have you been trying to manifest this? Because for a lot of you, I feel that whoever it is that is watching, you have been trying to manifest this person back, and you have been trying to manifest them back, but they haven't changed. So they're really not coming in with anything new. It's just it's fucked up. They're just better at hiding it, and they're better at cheating, and they're better at having multiple relationships without the other people finding out that they're not the only ones. It's almost kind of like these cases where you hear that people, like, when people have, like, it's usually men that, when you hear the stories, I'm not judging here, and I'm not saying it's just men, but usually you hear, like, of a man that, like, has two wives, right, in two different, like, two different towns or whatever, and, like, two literally full different families, like, children with both of them, and they travel a lot for work, so the two women never know that there is, like, a whole nother family. So it's almost like this person has become a master, or has the mastery of cheating, where they can get away with it. They eventually do get caught, but I don't know, there's just in Spanish we say cuando te dan labio, meaning, like, somebody that's, like, a sweet talker, or somebody that's very good with words and very good at manipulating another person. That's the type of energy that I'm picking up from this person. So to be honest with you, there's really nothing here. There's just a lot of stress that is going to come from this connection, from those of you dealing with somebody from the past. If you recently found out that the person that you're dealing with was cheating and things like that, and they're telling you that they cut it off, yeah, they cut it off with that person, but not with the ones that you haven't found out about. Just being honest here, this is something that brings in a lot of pain, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of crying, a lot of you questioning yourself and your own worth. So just kind of, I want to say, like, baby, just take care of you. And it's like, I get it, like, when it comes to, like, investing time and years and etc. with somebody, and then you find out, like, the truth hits you in the face, and you're just like, you question yourself, you question your worth, you question your intelligence, right? You question everything about yourself, and it's like, you know what? At the end of the day, everything is just an experience, right? Everything is a lesson, and you have to not hold on so much to blaming yourself when it comes to things like that. Because again, if you're recently broken up, it's like you may have thought that this person was cheating on you with, like, one person, and now it's like, all out of the bag, you're finding out about, like, all these other people that they were sleeping around with. There was a movie once that I saw, and I cannot remember the name for the life of me. The whole point was there was a couple, they were married, they had a great sex life, and the woman was a sex addict. And yes, it is a real thing. And she would have sex with her husband, and, like, everywhere she went and she met, like, a new man, they would literally become, like, her next addiction. But she was having sex, like, multiple times a day with multiple types of men, and it wasn't so much about being emotionally attached to them, it was just an addiction. And and it was based on when it comes to, like, having a healthy relationship when it comes to sex, or having a healthy sex life. Like, there was trauma and certain things that had occurred to her in the past as a child that led her to that addiction with sex, right? And I remember, like, some part in the movie, whatever, like, she seek therapy and stuff. Can't remember if she stayed with her husband, if her husband stayed with her or not, whatever it is. But it's almost kind of like that type of thing, like, where somebody finds something out in regards to the person that they were dealing with, and they're almost shocked, like, that they didn't see it, or that there was no incline, or no actual, like, hint or anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna pull out 3 oracle cards. We have the confirmation, we have your advice, and then something that you're not seeing, that didn't come out in the reading, that you need to be made aware of. So we have the stabbed in the back as a confirmation, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, and shocking attack. So again, somebody's finding something out about somebody that they were dealing with or whoever it is that you're dealing with, and it's almost like a shock. What is this? A little feather, little string. It's not noticeable. Um, and it's almost like it literally shocks somebody and it brings somebody into the space of like it's almost like you're almost going into like a denial type of energy, because we do have, for the advice, we have the self-indulgence. You're being told to work on you, to focus on yourself, focus on your self-worth, take the time to heal, the shadow work and self-appreciation. Like, do not blame yourself for what this person did to you, right? It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with how beautiful or how handsome you are. It has nothing to do with how loyal you are. It has nothing to do, it's nothing that you did wrong. This is just this person's behavior. And something that you're not seeing that you need to be aware of is the seduction, right? Attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third party interference. So for some of you, it's almost like if you have not become aware of this, you are going to become aware of the way that the person that you're with has multiple people that they're also dealing with. And yeah, it's going to be shocking when you realizing it is a stab in the back, to be honest with you. But you're definitely going to have to not go into the self-blame and blame this on you, because I do feel that there is this energy where this person may try to blame you, like, well, you don't do this, you don't do that, da, 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 da. And it's like, you know what, no, I'm not the one with the problem here, you are, bye-bye. Even if you're like, even if your heart is breaking, even if your voice is shaky when you're saying it, you need to walk away from this person. Because to be honest with you, the only thing you're going to end up catching, other than feelings, is an STD. Just letting you know. I wanted to say HIV for some reason. God forbid. Not wishing that on anybody, but just be very careful and definitely get yourself checked out. Alrighty guys, that is all that I have for you for this week. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of those that have been donating. It is greatly appreciated. And if you have not liked, shared, or subscribed, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, so that information can be found down below in the description. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Mwah! Love you all. Bye-bye.